ants. They're an annoying part of modern life, sneaking their way across your kitchen, bubbling up from paving, or crawling up your leg to give you a little nip. That's nothing like this creature. Meet the army of ants on a mission to conquer. Organized insects that swarm together and bite in unison. This is the fire ant, and it gets its name from the burning pain you'll feel when a whole battalion latches onto you.
You can be in a potentially life-threatening situation before you've even realized you've wandered into danger.
Fire ants fiercely defend their nests and surrounding territory. Put a foot wrong near this tiny terror and you'll know about it.
They react immediately and violently. They aggressively boil out of the nest in all directions. The ants can swarm up your arm or leg. They're a small ant, so you might not even feel them. So you'll suddenly find that you've wandered into a place you don't want to be and that you're covered in stings.
You might think being covered in stings seems unlikely. They're just ants after all. But flicking them off isn't an option. Fire ants thrive on teamwork. As a single unit, hundreds will act at once to cover your limbs. Then a chemical signal gives this army the order to attack.
They're able to sting from their abdomen and sting in synchrony. So they release a pheromone that it enables them to coordinate the stinging so that they can get themselves in position on any animal that disturbs them. And then, here we go, let's all sting at once.
Even as ants go, these guys are small, from 2 to 6 millimeters long. Their head and body are coppery brown, but the abdomen is darker. Fire ants have only been in Australia for about a decade. It's believed they hitched a ride on ships from the USA. At the moment, they're only based in some parts of Queensland, but scientists are worried they're on the march elsewhere.
The ants are founded by a queen, a fertilised queen, will start a new nest and begin laying eggs. She can lay up to 700 or 800 eggs per day and live for around 7 years. So the numbers in the colony can very quickly build up.
After just 8 months, the colony will send out scouts, reproductive males and females that are ready to found new nests elsewhere.
Because they're able to fly, they're potentially able to disperse over quite large distances.
And from their base, the ants will occupy the ground and sting any species that steps into their domain. Those stings often form pustules, itchy boils that can become infected. But the real danger is allergic reaction. It's rare, but can be deadly.
Some people have a severe allergic reaction to the ant sting. When that happens, a person can suffer anaphylaxis, as you can with other kinds of sting. When that happens, symptoms can be swelling, difficulty breathing, potentially even heart attacks can occur.
Scary stuff, but not that common. A more likely impact of fire ants is ruining your lifestyle. If these aggressive insects are nearby, you can't have a picnic, go barefoot, even stand in the same spot for too long. Your pets are also a risk. Some dogs and cats go blind when bitten. And even in places like Brisbane, which often floods, these ants find a way to survive and thrive.
And these had very little effect on the infestations. One of the reasons for that is that fire ants are able to form rafts, so they attach to each other and form a large floating raft. And some of the ants may die as a result, but enough of them survive to refound a new colony once the flooding subsides. They're extraordinary survivors. They're able to live through pretty much anything.
With that kind of fighting spirit, there's no reason why these nasty little ants couldn't infest more parts of Australia and pose a wider threat to human health.